Hello guys and welcome back to Star Drive 2. Sorry my last video was cut short. Yeah, long old day at work, and then my food arrived, but the food was filthy and glorious, so can't complain too much. It's probably not a great example to be setting, sort of long days in work and then fast food, but that is life sometimes. So what I wanted to do is basically design ourselves a new ship, and I want to take advantage of the technologies that I've recently discovered and create kind of a forward firing sort of beam weapon ship, and I just want to extend the arcs on these ion beams. Put as many on there as I can, and add in these modules. So the first one is this high energy focus. So if I go back and show you the ion beams, as the range increases, the damage drops off. So basically this high energy focus module stops that drop off, so, or it mitigates it rather, so it sort of mitigates the drop off. So we definitely want one of those. And then these particle capacitors basically allow the lasers or ion beams to fire sort of more rapidly. So I want two of those as well. We're going to need a sensor array, and we're going to need a command module. It's obviously annoying that it's not sort of nice and symmetrical, but we're just going to have to live with that. Let's get some engines. I think no, it's going to just be better going off with one huge one, I believe. And obviously we need to power the whole damn thing, so let's at the moment you can see I've got negative power here, so let's get that positive. And because we're going with a beam weapon ship, we don't need any ordnance, because these ion beams don't use any ordnance, but they do use 40 power per shot. So that's going to create quite the weapon drain in terms of power. So I want some power capacitors, and plenty of it. So we don't need ordnance, we've got our engine sorted, power capacitors installed, basic command. Yep, I'm not going to put any fighters on this. Fuel cells, so we do need fuel cells, so let's stick some fuel tanks on. Fusion engines, we've got those, got power. Yep, we don't want any nuclear weapons. We've got our sensor array. If we can power all of these weapons, which looks like we can, I'll be pretty happy. In fact, I am missing defenses. I've missed shields, and I want big chunky shields on this ship. So let's go with another 2 reactors. I'm at the back slightly. And let's just add a few more power capacitors in. And now I'm going to go with the solar armor. That also generates a small amount of power. So we'll put these medium panels here and here, and then the small blocks in here. We'll just fill up all the gaps with this solar armor. I can't do that. I can put it in the middle there, but that is a place where we can put. Let's put. We'll go with a bit more fuel. And in terms of tactics, we absolutely want it to be forward firing, and I think keep moving just in case the enemy have got sort of ballistic type weapons, which can miss if you're moving. Excuse me while I have a cup of tea and think about what we're going to call this. Let's call it, because I think we called the last one a katana, didn't we? Yeah, we did. Let's call this the Nodachi. And that's the big two-handed samurai sword. So the idea in my head is that these laser beams are just going to scythe through enemy ships, kind of like if I've ever watched the Babylon 5 early days with the Membari and their ships just cutting through the human ones in sort of the early part of the series. Anyway, it's old series now. Maybe Star Trek would be a better example with their sort of beam weapons. So let's go with queuing up one of those. How long is it going to take? 14 turns. Okay, so it's a bit of investment in terms of time. So we've got a star base here and an orbital shipyard. Maybe we'll let's have a look. -5 to -6. But we've got absolutely plenty of food coming in. So yeah, no, I think 9 turns is okay. It's not amazing, but it's all right. So this one's constructor is coming back to refuel. Yeah, I know about that problem. Who are these guys? Oh, more crystals. Yeah, we need to go and defeat them at some point. But we've got these master fleet coming in this way. We've got sort of rebels up here that we need to deal with. So let's end the turn. Looks like these crystals are coming for our home world Tor. So that Tor is a space station basically that should be able to take care of them anyway. So we've got our infantry base now at Trojan 2. The infantry base will automatically generate troops for us. Is there anything we want to do at Trojan 2? Producing good food, isn't it? Let's go with yeah, let's go with the spy. How long is this? Yeah, 8 turns, fine. Get me a spy, just because I want to be. I want to start espionage against somebody, and I think it's going to be the Raleigh, because they bloody well hate us. And if I'm going to conquer anybody, it's going to be them. So let's end the turn. Oh, well, there we go. Very much on point there, Raleigh. There we go. Right, so we're going to need to invest in more spaceships. That's for certain. Hostile fleet. Oh gosh, they're already here. Fuck. Oh well, they're going to take that world. That's annoying, and our fleet's all the way over here. Okay, so we're going to have to organise a counter-attack. Let's have a look what our worlds are producing. So, how quickly would you build me a Nodachi? 20 turns. No, I don't think that's worth it. We'll keep you on the trade goods. Let's try not to tank our entire economy. So Trojan 1, yeah, is building a shipyard. That's a small world. Yeah, okay. We'll just let things carry on, and I'll end this turn. And we've got me farmer. The he's looking very lonely there, isn't he? With his pitchfork against these guys with their crazy sort of staffs of lightning. Anyway. And obviously been defeated, and they've taken that world, and they've taken the Noxum from us, which is yeah, it's going to hit our missile damage. Okay, well we don't use missiles, so I'm not too too stressed out about that, but we've got to fight back. It's a shame I've got these other little threats taking up my resources. So on Dawn, there's no point in trying to build any warships because it's going to be it's my science world. However, we've got a very large army here, so that is going to be a key plank in my counterattack. We did recruit a spy, so let's send another one at the rally. And we constructed a freighter. Let's actually go with more freighter production because we're going to need plenty to transport our troops once we've gained space superiority, he says confidently. Let's end that turn. It's not going to be too disastrous if they just consolidate there and allow me to counterattack. What would be disastrous is if they then pick up their troops from that planet and go and conquer all of these. That would be that could get quite difficult to dislodge them from that position. What are these worlds building? Yeah, I mean the automated rover bays. They're still very, very early colonies here, so we've got to get the fleet over there and get them protected. Right, let's take on these master ships. So these are my katanas that are based on basically plenty of laser batteries. And we'll see what these guys have got. So they do have shields. We also have shields. Let's see whose ships have got missiles and kind of like torpedo type weapons. A lot of damage. Whereas ours are all about little amounts of high volume. So when they hit us, it really hurts. It's like 1,000 or so. But our ships are just have loads of these laser cannons in the broadside. You can see now this one's gone from blue damage, which is when you're hitting the shields, to red, which means that we're breaking the armour. And he's now gone, so we should be able to focus fire on this one now. The sound is very loud when I zoom in, but I can't seem to alter. It seems to be one of those kind of quality of life things that need to be fixed. He's actually broken through our armor, so let's put power to engines to get away and boost the shields as well. Broken through here. Okay, so we've dealt with that threat. Yeah, you can see that when they actually broke through our shielding, this one alone did 10,000 damage, whereas our katana only kicked out 4,000. And that's why I've wanted to design the new Nodachi class, because I think these ones are just a bit underpowered when it comes to offensive firepower. Okay, we've researched that, and there's an unexplored anomaly here, so whilst our fleet's there, it may as well explore it for us. Now then, let's have a look at what we should research. Asteroid infrastructure. What would we get beyond that? Orbital habitats and spaceports. Both of those could be very handy. We are at war, obviously, so that would make me think that we perhaps should go down the route of getting better weaponry. Yeah, 9 turns for plasma torpedoes. Let's go that just to try and get us a little advantage against the Raleigh. And okay, we've foiled an enemy spy. We do need. He's attacking our freighters. Well, there's not much I can do about that right now. Let's end the turn. And okay, we got some credits, which is great. 500 of them, 500 billion credits. Let's go over this way. And okay, we got that freighter. How long would you take? 23 turns to build the Katana, 29 turns for the Nodachi. So it's just not worth it right now. Let's go with the spy. And okay, so we've got an automated rover bay here. Let's go straight for an infantry base, which I wouldn't usually do for developing a planet, but it could well be on the front line. Well, it is on the front line, and having some extra troops close by could be handy. So Trojan 1 has built its next building. Can you guys? Yeah, this is a better world for the construction of ships. Now we do get some free ships. You can see I got 7 free frigates. We're using 1 as an explorer. So let's go into ship design and design ourselves a frigate, which obviously is quite a lot smaller than the cruiser we designed. Let's have a think. What weapons do we want to use? To be honest, I would have quite liked kind of like a torpedo type, sort of almost a torpedo bomber type ship, but we don't have that for the moment. Let's go with rockets. And could we design one which has rockets? What if I went with overload? Okay, just up. It increases everything a bit, but it would. No, we want to overload them. We'll just see whether we can actually make this design work first. So engines, fusion engines, and they're going to be the medium ones. What about these small ones? Yeah, stick them like that. And we will need a command module. Put that there. Let's get a shield in the middle here. So when you put it in the middle, it gives you shields all the way around. We are going to need power. And this is where this design may fall down. Okay, so we've just managed to power it. Let's give ourselves a power surplus. Maybe we don't need such a surplus. Now what we do need on this ship is ordnance and fuel as well. So fuel, it's not going to be a particularly long range ship, so I'm not too stressed about that. But it is going to need loads of ordnance. So maybe we fill the rest of the ship up with all the ordnance. Obviously it's got bugger all armour, so once they get through the shields, it's going to be in major trouble. But let's give it a whirl anyway, and let's keep with the old. We definitely want to keep these guys moving, because moving and their shield is pretty much their only defense. Let's yeah. I was just looking at the power. It takes 4 power, but it's not weapon power drain. I think it's just flat power. So you need Yeah, exactly. So it comes from the reactor. That'll be fine. Let's keep with our sort of samurai swords and call it the Tanto. Those are like the little dagger type ones, the very short samurai swords. So we'll call that the Tanto. And let's... yeah, I'm just thinking we probably need to alter the build queue, don't we? Yeah, we do. So we need to alter the roster. Well, I don't even know what these ones... these are obviously the stock ones. But let's swap out a Tanto at 7 turns. There we go. So we'll try and build 2 of those over here. That's more manageable. And in fact, we might be able to build them at other less productive worlds as well. Okay, end this turn. And we're colonizing this world with the ancient androids, which will give us some bonus population. Maybe not a wise thing to be doing in the face of such an enemy threat, but you know, it was the plan beforehand. Now, should we go for an infantry base here as well, just to try and give it some protection? I think we shall. And okay, they've got this hostile fleet. Gosh, we've got quite a lot of threats to deal with. Let's end this turn. Oh yes, yeah. Definitely interested in that. I think, as I've said previously, I'm not really interested in going to war with any of these guys yet. Particularly now that we've got one enemy that we're having to deal with. Oh, these little buggers are trying to come and get this fuel cache. Now we do have a bit of money. No, I was thinking we could rush building a ship and just take care of him that way, but no, we won't do that. Let's end the turn. Oh, we do now have our katana. Oh, sorry, not katana, the Nodachi built, and I'm going to go straight into production of another one. And we've got a new spy, that's great. How long would... yeah, 15 turns for the Tanto. These just are not very productive worlds. Let's go with trade goods, because we are running a deficit. In fact, yeah, okay, so we need to... doing quite well on the food front, so maybe... yeah, see, just to explain what I'm looking at, I've got -2 net income at the moment. If I move this worker to farming, we actually get money from food, but then we're then not producing the trade goods, so it goes to -3, so it's definitely best to have him there. But if I then move this little chappy into production, it goes to -4. So there's not a huge amount to be gained from loading up the production sort of slot with loads of workers to produce trade goods. You know, you just need to have a minimum number of workers on that, and that way you get money from agriculture as well. I will leave this ship in orbit around our home world, and then try and link it up with our main fleet when the time comes. Okay, so we've built this subspace projector, which will speed up our ships. It's a bit of a shame that we've started over here, where at the moment there's not much call for our ships, but it could come in handy in the future. Let's end the turn. Every turn I'm not counter-attacking, I'm gritting my teeth a bit, but oh well. Now we might be able to build some Tanto, 24 turns now, and I really don't want to compromise the science output of this world, so we will leave that as it is. We do need to... what about... oh, excuse me, misclicks there. How would you get on? 10 turns. So we've got 10 turns, and then actually move this guy into more production 8 turns. That is, you know, it's not amazing, but I think we could do with the assistance to for our main worlds and just get some of them kicked out. Use them as kind of planetary garrisons. So we did recruit some more spies. So let's start ganging up on these, because we will have a number of operations. We can run, hack their sensors, for example. We won't do anything for the moment. And let's end the turn. So, okay, we've got one of our little Tantos, and we're going to work on. I think what we'll do is we'll collect them for now, all at our home world. Before I look at the construction ship, I want to queue up. Oh yeah, we've got another one queued up already. Great stuff. So we've got this science station down here now. Well, I think given that we're at war, I do need to defend that station. Otherwise, we'll swiftly lose it. Have we refueled? We have. So I can probably get there and start building our station before this bastard gets there. What are you? Exploration ship, I believe. Yeah. Okay. And yeah, I think that was a quiet turn. Let's end this turn. Okay, so the crystals have arrived. Let's take care of them. Now the space station will handle them on its own, but I want to just see whether, you know, this is quite a good opportunity to combat test our new Nodachi. So, ooh, there's the artillery firing. Oh gosh, that probably did most of the damage. Oh, yeah. So he's gone. We are a bit slow. But when we fire, I think the damage is better. How much damage did we kick out? 10,000. So when we think about how, in the last battle, which was a much longer battle, our little katanas kicked out, was it about 4,000, 5,000, whereas this has kicked out 10,000. So I think, you know, they could work well together, actually, having the katanas sort of in the front line with their kind of broadside firepower of those lasers, and then maybe have the Nodachi come in behind with their forward firing, really focus down the enemies. Anyway, we will see. We will see. So we got our new weapon. Let's go with experimental, actually, because that's only 725, whereas these now are 800s. We should get that asteroid superstructure, actually, but we'll go experimental first. Let's see what there is to see. Now, yeah, we'll end this turn. And so Tor, well, it's our home world anyway. It's become a core world, and it's got an approval bonus, so that's good for us. This fleet's going to join up, and once we've joined it up, we'll take the offensive. But look, I'll draw the video to a close here. I hope you've enjoyed the gameplay. If you have, please do like and subscribe. And if you've got any comments on the gameplay, I do try and implement the comments. And yeah, if you've got anything to say about either the gameplay or my delivery, please stick a comment in the old YouTube box, and I will see you next time. Thanks very much, guys.